Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Love After Lockup. This is season 3, episode 37, and it was titled Freak in the Sheets. Ciao. Anyway, y'all, before I jump into this recap review, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit me with a thumbs up button along with the share button. All right, y'all, ignore my hair. I'm fitting to take this stuff out so I can wash it today and redo it. But I had to get on here and give y'all this recap review of Love After Lockup because it was due. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's start with Rachel and Doug. So she called in the PO finally, child, to find out what time he gotta be in the house. So the CO or the PO or whatever, he was like his free time is between 8 and 5 Monday through Friday, which is technically not free time. It's probably time he's supposed to be looking for a job or working, but she said it was free time. And his curfew is basically 5 p.m. He gotta be back in the house, and he can't do anything on the weekends unless I'm assuming unless he has a job or whatever. So she's packing up in the cooler, the booze, the bologna, and all that other stuff, child. So I guess they was fitting to stay somewhere, but now with the new terms and stuff from the PO, they can't do that. So she driving and saying he getting out tomorrow. She meeting him at the jail to pick him up and stuff like that. The last time she saw him was about 4 months ago, so she excited. She like Doug Jr. is with his mom, so they can, bow chicky wow wow all over the house and stuff. She like, this finna be some new beginnings, yada, 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 child. So he calls her up, and at first he was sounding all sweet and everything. Hey, baby, how you doing? Whatever. Then he started complaining, child. I said, this man stay complaining, and he in jail. Like, he stay complaining. He stayed complaining. He said, so she was telling him what the rules was. Like, your free time is between 8 to 5. And you gotta be back in by 5 o'clock, but you can't go nowhere on the weekends. He like, so we can't screw the hotel. Like, what's up with that? Like, I'm mad that I wanted to bow chicky wow wow at the hotel and stuff like that, and all these rules and stuff. No. I'm not with it. I'm firing that PO. I'm getting a new parole officer or whatever. So she like, really, just chill. Like, the rules is the rules, sir. Like, any PO you gonna get, and like she said, like, this PO now. What if you get a new PO and they extra strict or whatever like that? So like, just chill out. Like, you gonna have to follow the rules. He like, no, I'm going to get a new parole officer. She was like, okay, all right. So I'm like, he doing too much already, and he ain't even get out. So, but she feel like she delusional, child, and she feel like he gonna follow her, and he gonna follow the rules when he outside because he gonna listen to her. I said, girl, he barely listened to you now, and he's still behind bars. Like, stop playing with me. So then she packing up the truck and stuff like that, and she said he wanted her to dress conservative with like this conservative dress on and stuff. She was like, I feel like I'm going to work, but he ain't want her to wear no drawers or whatever. So she like, well, we gotta be back by 5, and we could do whatever, as long as we back home by 5 or whatever. So she's saying like, what did she say? Oh, what if she finds out all this different stuff about it? Because she real nervous. And she's saying like, what if I find out all this different stuff, like this new stuff he didn't tell me? What if he a murderer? What if that? I said, sure, you had found that out before you married him. Girl, it's too late now. He got you. Okay? Like, girl, stop. So she's saying she doing everything from her heart and not her brain, obviously, because she otherwise she wouldn't be there. I said, well, you need to tell your heart to stop talking and listen to your brain cells, because if your brain telling you this ain't right and it's a red flag, how about you listen to your brain? But whatever, she already in too deep. She's saying like she happy that her family about to be under one roof and yada yada yada. So she called the CO from the jail and tells them that she arrived to pick him up and stuff. And so the man like, okay. The officer comes to the car with these papers, and I'm like, okay. He just came to the car to tell her that the man will be out in 5 minutes. Sir, you had to come to my car to tell me that. Like, you couldn't just brought him out in 5 minutes. I'm like, they making it all dramatic, like the man about to get stuck back in jail or whatever. He did something or whatever, and all it was to say, oh, he gonna be out in 5 minutes. It's like, whatever. So he get out, they hug, do a run. He is tatted from his neck down to his toes, probably, child. All you saw was tat, 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 tats. Okay. Um, he like, well, let me lift up your dress. She like, no, don't do that. I'm like, not let me lift up your dress. And she with the can child. So he ready to buy a Chicky Wow Wow, and he ready to eat his bologna sandwich. And she was like, it's in the truck, baby. It's in the trunk. So she no, before they got to the bologna child, he tells us that he came from a big family and stuff, and he got in trouble when he was about 12 years old. He broke into some houses, cleaned the houses out. He was in jail for about 71 months, and then he went back. He got out, and then he was out for 40 days, and he said it was some guns involved, some shooting involved, and everybody pointed the finger at him. So he basically trying to say he was innocent, but he got stuck back in jail. He shows us a picture of his son with him and stuff. I was like, his son looked just like him. And they kiss, and oh no, he was saying like, I'm happy I can kiss her now, and finger bow Chicky Wow Wow with her and all this other stuff. I was like, I didn't need to know all of that, but okay. And so, child, why he opened up the big ass bologna? The bologna looked like it was taller than her. Like, it was big ass bologna. He opens it up with his teeth, and he gets a card, like a key card, out his back pocket to cut the damn bologna. I told y'all he was going to get that bologna first. I told y'all he was going to go for that bologna first. And he like, it tastes good and plasticky. I said, what in the world? Like, who eats bologna like that? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. But she raved about Chicky Wow Wow, and he just interested in this dang on bologna chop. I'm surprised he didn't cut a piece of bologna and slap it on her chest. Like, I'm surprised he ain't do that. He might have. We just ain't see it. But anyway, he ready to leave. He ready to bow Chicky Wow Wow. I'm sure they bowed Chicky Wow Wow in the car while they was driving away. Then there was some little scene where he was taking selfies, and he was like, he know about selfies because he learned it from watching TV in prison. And he was on social media. I guess he was on Facebook or something, child. And he thought he was having a private conversation. He thought he was having a private conversation with somebody. But apparently he was putting it on his timeline. And then somebody sitting beside him was like, you got an STD. I would have died. That was pretty much it for them too, because I don't know if they was headed to the hotel or back to her house, because it looked like she had to drive a long way to get to the prison, and then he has to be back by 5 o'clock. So I don't know, but at any rate, that was pretty much it for them. Brittany and Ray. So Ray getting out today, so she kind of feels relieved, but she feels kind of stressed that her mom and them is not down with the foolery. And she telling us she brought him a new phone, she brought him some sneakers and stuff, and she expects him to call her daily. I said, girl. And then she done set up the password. It's the same password as hers. I said, girl, I'm sure he gonna figure out how to change the password, but okay, who is me? She said she check his Facebook all the time to make sure he ain't talking to nobody else. And one time she got busted because he was like, well, it's saying that my location is in Texas or whatever. She was like, oh, well, I was just feeling a little insecure, and I checked out your Facebook page. I said, girl. So she meeting his parents for the first time. And what Ray has told us, that he grew up in the hood. His family was broke. All this stuff, child. When she pulled up to the house, I said, that do not look like no hood. And if that's the hood, sign me up, okay? That was a suburban area. The house looked really nice on the outside. She was just like, this is a mansion compared to what he was telling me he grew up in or whatever. I'm surprised this is the house. Like, is this the right address and stuff? I said, girl, he lying already. And then he lied. This the second lie she done caught him in, because the first one was him not even telling her that he was in jail until they video chatted. And now he grew up in the hood, and then she pulling up to a suburban household. Girl, stop. She was, like I said, she was shocked about the family home, but she still want to be with him, because she talking about she 33, her eggs is drying up, they turning into dust. I said, girl, it's people out here having babies at 50 years old. If you don't stop playing with me. She meeting the family for the first time, mind you. So she meets the family. The dad and mom answer the door. They greeting her real nice, like, and she got these t-shirts that said, I forgot what the top said, but it said "Welcome Home, Ray" at the bottom. So she got these shirts and she wants them to wear it, and she got extra shirts for the brothers and sisters and all that other good stuff. So they like, okay, well, we gonna get changed and stuff. And she's saying like this home is huge, and she kind of trying to figure it all out, because she like, well, what the hell, is he keeping something from me because he didn't tell me about this big house and all this other stuff, and she don't like being kept in the dark. The grandmom come out there, and the grandmom, she greet her and stuff. They hug, do a little kiss type thing, and she hopes to win the grandmom over because Ray and the grandmom are real close. So the grandmom looking like, okay. So she put the shirt on over top her shirt. The dad want to drive. Of course, Brittany kind of like, for him to want to drive, like he just took the initiative to drive, but whatever, like I'm meeting the family, so I don't want no problems or nothing like that, because the dad don't like nobody else to drive and stuff, so he wants to drive. They making small talk in the car. It seemed uncomfortable as hell, and she really was just like, I wish I was up here meeting him by myself. And that was going to be the plan. They was going to meet up. They was going to go to a hotel, get something to eat, wild chicken, wow, all that good stuff. But once he talked to his dad was like, well, you my son, I want to pick you up from jail or whatever. So that's how the dad, the mom, and the grandmom got involved or whatever. So inside the car, the mom like, well, y'all was talking through like email. She was like, yeah, we was emailing and stuff. And so the grandmom was like, well, how long you know him? She was like, well, we known each other for about 9 months. She was like, I mean, like, I know you ain't know him, but I mean, how long y'all been talking? How long? Said this grandma was shady as hell. Like, you don't know him 9 months. Okay. She was like, oh, 9 months. Okay. I was cracking up. So she tried to figure out why this lady want to meet up with prison mates and stuff like that. She like, well, if you got your whole life together, why are you meeting up with somebody in prison? Like, what's up with you? What's wrong with you? Why you can't find no man on the outside? So I said, you was not finna win this grandmom over. You gonna have to do backflips, buy her a whole house, a car, a pool, a new wardrobe, some denture cream, some new hair plugs, or something, and that still probably wouldn't win her over, child. Grandma is not for the shits, okay? She getting out there and she talking about something, well, because they gotta wait at this gas station for the van to pull up and stuff like that. So she expects him to hug her first. I said, girl, over his daddy and his mama and his grandma, and you only know him for 9 months, girl, bye. You see how he talked to his daddy one time, and then the whole family up there, girl, bye. You was not getting no hug first. A band pops up, so they all excited and stuff like that. She all excited, like, oh my god, that's him, oh my god, she like Ray, and he looked over like, she came. Then he went to the convenience store. I don't know what they did in the convenience store, but when they went in the convenience store, they came back out and got back in their van, and then the van looked like it was driving off. So I'm like, well, what the hell is going on with that? And that was pretty much the end for them. Deontay and Nicole, child. Deontay's stupid as hell. And let me tell you, that girl is playing him. Okay? You can tell she was playing him from when she got out of jail. Before we even saw the ending, we knew that she was playing his ass. Okay? She excited because she got $1,000 in her bra. She being dropped off at her mama house. And but she in the car, and she was in jail for 4 years, but she freaking out because he going 45 miles per hour. I said, girl, well, what speed limit do you do? And he was like, well, look in the back seat, baby, I got some stuff for you. She was like, oh, okay. So she pulled out, she was like, oh, this for me? Oh my god, these watches must have cost a lot. He was like, money ain't no object. She was like, that's what I like to hear. I said, see, red flag. But he's so blind. And she like, lingerie? What I'm supposed to do with this? I mean, I'm a weary, but he was like, what you mean, bud? He was like, what you mean, what you supposed to do with that? I want to see you all up in it. She was like, yeah, but you can look, but don't touch. He was like, oh, no. I'm touching all of that, okay? I'm touching all of this, okay? She was like, now I already told you. I got anxiety. We ain't touched nobody. I ain't touched nobody in 4 years. I told you this already. So I don't even know why you tripping. He was just like, yeah, you right. you right. So he like, you ain't touched nobody in 4 years. She like, no, nobody. So he's saying like he ain't did nothing in 1.5 years because he was trying to maintain his loyalty to her, and he doesn't think that she has seen anybody else outside of jail or whatever. He thinks it's just her. But he don't really seem like he believed that she ain't really hugged or touched nobody in 4 years. And she like, I just hit the jackpot. Okay, okay. So he like, well, I can wait another day or whatever. So then she like, well, I'll take some sexy selfies for you and send it to you. He was just like, okay. He was looking hurt. So she ends up changing her clothes inside the car because I guess she don't want her mama to see her in the prison outfit. But I'm like, you want to put on clean clothes over your dirty body, girl? No, that's nasty. But she was like, hold my 1,000 as long as you give it back. He was like, okay. I said, that's about as close as you gonna get to her body, okay? She said she was gonna stay with him when she got out of prison, but she wants to stay with her mom or whatever. And he was just like, oh, okay, but I thought you was going to come to my house and stuff. She was like, no, I just want to stay with my mom because, I haven't seen my family in a while or whatever. And she was like, my anxiety getting real bad and stuff. So he was like, all right. He was like, all right, well, let's go out and meet the mom. So he taking off his seatbelt and stuff. She was like, oh, no. I just want, not right now. Like, I want the meeting with my mom to be real special. Like, I don't do that. Get back in the car. Like, you just my Uber right now. So I'm going to get my stuff. So he was just like, oh, okay. Well, I understand she want to take things slow. So, I just got to be cool about it. I got to be cool. So then she at least gave him a kiss and told him that she would see him tomorrow or whatever. Mom comes out, hugs her and stuff like that. She said that their relationship was kind of rocky. They was always arguing. She was always high and stuff. But then when she went to jail, her mom moved from Indiana to Virginia Beach so she can visit her and stuff like that. And then their bond grew closer. So I was like, oh, that's good. So Deontay, he like, he'll just be patient and he drive off and stuff. But he thinks that being with her and hooking up with her is the best decision that he made in his life. And I said, okay. So we see her, she got her hair towel on, so she done showered and she all in the bed and stuff like that. Child, she on that iPhone that Deontay just bought her. And it's like, hey, baby, when I'm going to get to see you? She texts him. The guy like, oh, you out for real? She like, yeah, I'm out. He was like, oh, okay, baby. Well, what you doing this weekend? Come pick me up. I said, okay, Deontay. She was like, just because I'm in love with Deontay don't mean that, I got to be with him solely and stuff. And, I just got out of prison and I'm going to have a little fun. I said, well, technically that is what that means. Like, you in love with him, so you should just be. But I mean, again, who is me? Who is me? And that was pretty much it for that. But she done told old dude to pick her up this weekend, so I'm sure she not finna meet with Deontay. So he better pull out Lil Nicole Jr. and get the bow chicky wow wow with that. All right, y'all. And then Courtney and Josh. So he been out for 6 hours and stuff, and they all dressed in the bed and stuff. I was like, dang, y'all just bow chicky wow wow, but whatever. So he talking about something. He forgot the whole feeling of the OC. I said, sir. And he was like, it was great. We had a good time. She a nerd out in the streets and a freak in the sheets. And, she was like, it was just all natural, and, he's the love of my life and everything like that. So they having a little romantic talk and stuff. And he saying he gonna cook dinner and all this other stuff. And she saying like she having good moments with her soulmate and stuff. And she like, well, how you want your steak, baby? He was like, well done. She was like, that's it. We over with. He was like, what? And she was like, you might as well just eat a hockey puck or whatever. So she clowned him a little bit and stuff. And she started cooking. And he started telling us about the gross food in jail again. And he seems real sweet, okay? Josh seems real sweet and real appreciative that, she gave up her life pretty much for him. Like, she lost her job. She spent 60 days in jail. Like, she done built this empire and stuff. And he's just like, well, I'm glad that you are allowing me to be your husband. And what can I do for you? Or, let's make some short-term goals and stuff. And she like, well, my short-term goal is not to kill each other and stuff. And then he was like, well, my short-term goal is to just what do you say, do some landscaping because I got the skills to do that and stuff like that. And she started crying and all this other stuff. So it was just like, it was romantic in their romantic sort of way type thing, because she was just saying like she happy somebody loves her and all that other stuff. One second, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. My food got here. Anyway, so she was crying and stuff because, you know, she just really wants to meet. And she has no regrets in what, you know, her decisions and nothing like that. So she was saying like this is her soulmate, and she was just striving to share her life with somebody, and this is what she has now. So she was just crying like tears of joy and stuff like that, and she wants him to always be there for her. And what she was saying, she was like, this means a lot to her. And she said when she was 5 years old, she was molested, and he has went through things. So being with him is making her feel like she has someone who understands the struggle and understands the hard times and understands trauma and pain and stuff like that. And she connects with him and he understands her and stuff. So I was just like, this is cute and all. But sometimes when you get in relationships based off of tragedies and trauma and all that other stuff, it doesn't last, because once you start getting over that trauma and getting over those tragedies, and you start working and building on yourself and building something better and not focusing on the past so much, it doesn't last because y'all don't have that connection. And then sometimes you may have that connection, or the connection may just be based on your trauma, or it may be based on something else. So I just hope for her sake, because it sounds like she's been through a lot, that this does not blow up in smoke and in her face, because she really seems like she wants somebody who loves her, who treasures her, who makes her feel important, because that's what she was saying. She just wants somebody that makes her feel important, who loves her, who shows that they cherish her and does what it takes. But she did say that Josh is going to have to prove himself and prove that he wants it just as much as she does, or whatever like that. So I was like, well, at least she does see that. But I mean, girl, you done already married the man. So I mean, and no, it's not hard to get a divorce, but that's not your ultimate goal when you get married. When you get married, it's for better, for worse, death do us part, all that other good stuff. You don't want to get married and then end up getting divorced and stuff like that. So yeah, but I'm like, with these people who getting married and then trying to figure out what they gonna do, like, y'all should have figured that shit out before y'all say I do. But who is me? Who is me? But like I said, Josh seems like he wants to do right by her because of everything that she sacrificed and stuff. So we'll see. Because you know, it's always one couple that makes it through, and for some strange reason, out of all these couples, Courtney and Josh seem like they might make it through. Because the other one's, child, Deontay and Nicole, Brittany and Ray, Rachel and Doug, and Stan and Lisa, Let's get some Stan and Lisa. So he got all the wigs, child. Dash come over and looking like, what the hell is this? Like, why you bring all this hair and weave down here? He like, well, you know, I brought all this hair for her, or whatever like that, because, you know, make her feel a little better about herself. And I don't know which one she gonna like, so I'm gonna take all three. Dash face the whole episode had me cracking up, okay? He was just like, He like, well, this one kind of gray. That's gonna make her look old. You want her to look as old as you? I said, Dash ain't shit. So then he's saying, like, Dash, like, well, I hope she stay as Cinderella and don't turn into the evil stepsister or whatever. So she ends up calling, child, and she's saying she reading her Bible and stuff like that. And then Stan asked about the brother, because you see Stan ain't paying their brother out. He like 30K, bitch, bye. So she like, well, he can't even get a phone call because he done upset them. They had to use 10 spikes to stop his car and yada, yada, yada. She talking about something. He's sitting in the cell all by himself and staying real empathetic and stuff. But he like, why they gotta keep bringing all this drama to Lisa and stuff. And, but he ready to give her all his love. The whole time they was having this conversation, Dash just looking like, is he serious? And then When she said she was married to 2 guys, Dash like, what? And so Stan was like, well, we go ahead and get your name changed and stuff. Go back to your maiden name. She was like, oh yeah, because now I have no felonies under that. Dash like, what the hell? So Stan ends up hanging out because Stan like, look, hanging up. So Stan looking like, she giving him too much tea. I can't, I don't need all this out there in front of my friend. So Dash like, well, did I hear her correctly? She married to 2 guys. So Stan like, well, she ain't sure, you know. She thinks she got divorced from one, but she ain't sure. How you ain't sure you got divorced? Like, when I got divorced, I made sure that paperwork was stamped and signed by the courts, okay? How you don't know you got child by? She know. And so Dash was like, well, what if she calling you up because the guy that she got married to, homeless and all this other stuff, and then they know that you got like a nice car, a nice house, and a nice nest egg, so they hitting you up to get money or whatever. Stan don't believe that. He like, look, I don't think that's what it is and stuff like that. But you know, Dash got his own opinion and stuff. And then he gonna say, well, I mean, she in jail, so how she can't be scamming in jail. Stan, that's what they do it at. That he ain't watched none of the other episodes in the seasons. Oh, okay. So Dash is worried because, you know, Stan got nice cars, a nest egg, and all this other stuff. Dash seeing all the red flags and Stan just seeing love. Okay, child. He's saying he drawn to her and stuff like that. And Dash is like, well, I hope she feel the same way because I ain't hear her say I love you, baby, or I take care, or I can't wait to spend my time with you and stuff like that, and yada, yada, yada. So Stan basically like, well, you know, that's my boo, and I know she feels that way about me. I'm like, he like, well, all right, well, I hope she don't stab you and run off with your Mustang. Stan like, without risk, there is no reward and stuff. I said, Stan. But he gonna pick his boo up. He said he been fantasizing about her. She hot and spicy and sexy, and Stan ready to bow chickie wow wow. He is ready for his boo thing. But if he gets to the jail, child, I guess you're supposed to get out at 8 o'clock. It's 8:15. It's 8:30. He getting mad because he like, man, they cutting into my time. Like, they got to hurry up. And that's how the episode ended. I said, Lord, next week it looked like we meeting a new lady who's reminded me of, what was her name? Not Angie. What was her damn name? Angela. Was it Angela? No, I can't think. I think it was Angela. I can't think of her. I think that was it. That sounded about right. But it's reminded me of her when she went to go pick up old dude and then he ain't never show up or whatever. So it's giving me those type of vibes or whatever. But we'll see next week. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Put it down there in them comments. If you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit me with that thumbs up, child. Hit me with that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And if you end up liking this recap review, then hit me with the thumbs up and the share button. All right, y'all. Y'all have an excellent weekend. And until next time, y'all, peace.